7 markers, 4 dimensions, and the Praying Church Made Simple, 3 simple processes that you want to begin in your first year. Those 3 are a church-wide prayer meeting. Once a month, no, once a week is better, but once a month at least. You're calling the entire church to prayer, but you are standing on your head and rejoicing if you get 10, 15, 20, 25% there, and they're getting it. The second thing you're doing is you're looking inside that prayer group, those prayer meetings, for teachable leaders that will become a learning team, that will transition into a planning team, that will become your prayer leadership team. Lay hands on no man suddenly. So let your prayer leadership team bubble up. Let them be proven in their own persistence in prayer. And then you as a pastor and those prayer leaders, those potential prayer leaders, need to begin to practice grace-based daily time with God. Do those 3 things. Don't worry about anything else. A church-wide prayer meeting, a regular prayer meeting, a group of identified, teachable potential leaders, and you're meeting with them monthly and unwrapping principles, sharing books and materials, looking at videos, whatever, and praying together. And then encouraging prayer in their own lives. So at home prayer, at church prayer, at church prayer, at home prayer. Begin small, almost off the radar screen of the Sunday morning crowd. 3 simple little steps. Now let me say something that might be surprising to you. If you emphasize the public aspect of prayer too fast, without vetted, trained, teachable leaders, without a healthy theology of prayer perceived and understood by your leaders, just by using little prayer exercises, what will happen is it will be a quick fix. It will be prayer as a fad. You'll go up quickly, you'll get a good response to your prayer meetings, and then the whole effort sadly will collapse. So what you don't want prayer to take over your church. Well, we do want prayer to take over our church. No, what you want is measured, tempered integration of prayer into the very fabric of the church. We keep talking about the ethos, the culture of the church. So you go deeper first, slower, more deliberately, build quietly and surely. So you want to set yourself on a 3 to 5 year trajectory to bring prayer to the heart of everything you do. You want to put down roots first with a group of prayer pioneers, 3 to 5%, and then your early adapters, 15 to 20%. Lay that solid foundation, and then begin to go public with your prayer process. Now here's what will happen. You'll have ups and downs, and your downs are really the best indicators, the underbelly, the best indicators of where you are in the prayer process, because it tells you where people are afraid. It lets you know reluctance issues. It lets you know interest that needs to be cultivated. I'm happy to show up when you're having a prayer meeting about praying for my needs, but if we're going to go prayer walking in the community, I don't want to do that. Well, now you know you need to teach into that. And when you teach into that, you begin to cultivate a hunger inspire confidence, give them biblical reasons for prayer evangelism, and so forth. So the events that you have measure your capacity to assimilate prayer, to mobilize for prayer, to the degree to which the people feel like, I know this principle and I'm okay with practicing this. So the readiness of the congregation to pray, the indication of the level of hunger for prayer, their confidence, which is really a faith issue. All of that is measured by the response in events. And again, the underbelly of that, when you get a lack of response, don't treat that as a lack of interest in prayer. Treat that as something you need to teach into. You teach and train into these learning gaps. So you're going public and encouraging the early majority, that's 20 to 30% of your congregation, to join this small group of prayer pioneers and early adapters into your prayer process. But don't get discouraged if they don't rush to forward this creep. Long term, 3 to 5 years. That's what you're after. We keep talking about 3 to 5% prayer pioneers, 15 to 17% early adapters. We keep talking about the 30 to 35% early majority, 30 to 35% late majority, and the recognition that sadly, some of the resistors, laggers on the back end, may have been your best prayers in the past, but they can't understand why you're doing these different prayer styles and these different prayer models. Their wineskin has hardened. Don't fail to appreciate their contribution and the fire that's still in their belly when you put them in the mode and style of prayer that they're uncomfortable with. But don't let them hold you hostage to moving on to models that are so readily adaptable to young people, young couples, and so forth. Out of every 100 people, 3 to 5 people, that's your prayer pioneers. 15 to 20, with them, that's your early majority. And then your early adapters, and then your early majority. You're doing prayer, you're learning about prayer, and then you're planning your next 3 to 5 years. Oh yeah. And then you begin to lead that process in the 4 dimensions: at home prayer, at church prayer, intercessory prayer, prayer evangelism, supported by ongoing broad-based training, a prayer room, a prayer center, and of course that leadership team. Now you have your 7 markers of a praying church, and you are off and running.
Have you become a part of the Praying Church movement? For more information, visit www.projectpray.org/PLCE. Looking for more resources? Visit www.alivepublications.org. This video is produced by Alive Ministries Project Pray in connection to the Praying Church movement and the Prayer Leaders Continuing Education effort. If you would like to contact us, please address all mail to Alive Ministries Project Pray, P.O. Box 1245, Kannapolis, North Carolina 28082, or email us at info@projectpray.org, or call toll free at 855-842-5483.